Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Question I asked some brothers to come here to your lecture today, and they refused to come on the basis that they said that the Sheikh supports Russia and Bashar al-Assad. Now I said to them, maybe you have a misunderstanding, that maybe the Sheikh is saying they are the lesser of the two evils. So,
No, I'm not saying that.
Therefore, maybe can you clarify in
Yeah,
detail
okay.
your stance, please?
Very good. I'm happy that we have this as the opening question. I always turn, the question is my relationship with Russia and my support for Russia. And this is my methodology, I always ground my thought in the Quran. And I invite you to correct me if I'm wrong with the Quran. But if you cannot correct me when I'm wrong with the Quran, you cannot show I'm wrong with the Quran, then I don't need to bother. I don't need to bother. Allah speaks in the Quran about the attempt to crucify Nabi Isa alayhi salam. And he responds by saying, number one, وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ, they did not kill him. Number two, وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ, they did not crucify him. Number three, وَلَكِنْ شُبِّهَ لَهُمْ, Allah made it appear that that was what happened. Allah made it appear that they crucified him, but they did not. Number four, Ya Isa, O Jesus alayhi salam, Inni mutawaffik, I'm going to take what? Your wallet? I'm going to take your soul. If Allah takes the soul and does not return it, then you are dead. Oh yes, you're dead. But they did not kill him. So if Allah takes the soul, inni mutawaffik, and we say this in every salatul janazah, وَمَنْ يَتَوَفَّاهُ Allahumma ja'al fi qalb, what is it, the dua? Yeah, وَتَوَفَّهُ مِنَّا فَتَوَفَّهُ عَلَى الْإِيمَانِ, that Allah wants, we asking Allah that He should take his soul in a state of Iman. This is the dua in Salatul Janazah. So, inni mutawaffik, I'm going to take you, meaning I'm going to take your soul, not your wallet. If He takes his soul, then there are only two possibilities. Only two, not three, not four, not five, only two. Either He takes the soul and does not return it, or He takes the soul and He returns it, nothing else. He can't take the soul and then send him to Kashmir. Huh? No, tell Ahmadiyya, go back to school. Tell the Ahmadiyya movement, go back to school. Either He takes the soul and He keeps it, or He takes the soul and He returns it. Surah Al-Zumar. فَيُمْسِكُ الَّتِي قَضَى عَلَيْهَا الْمَوْتَ وَيُرْسِلُ الْأُخْرَى إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى. So it has to be that Allah took his soul and returned it. That's why they did not kill him. And then Allah raised him unto Himself. وَمُطَهِّرُكَ مِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Not only will I take your soul and raise you unto myself, but I'm going to cleanse you and purify you of what they've done to you. Who? Number one, the ones who rejected him and who declared that his mother did something evil, and the ones who support these people. I'm going to cleanse you of these people. وَمُطَهِّرُكَ مِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. And what does He say after that? I invite my critics to spend just a little minute, stop criticizing me and go to the Quran. Otherwise you will regret one day for disrespecting the Quran and disregarding the Quran and refusing to study the Quran. What's wrong with you? I am presenting the Quran to you. It goes through one ear and comes out of the other. Don't listen to Imran Hussain. No, that's not the way of scholars. That's not scholarship. وَجَاعِلُ الَّذِينَ تَبَعُوكَ فَوْقَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ إِلَى آخِرِ الْآيَةِ. And I am going to cause those who follow you. Follow whom? Jesus, Nabi Isa alayhi salam. Do we follow him? No. No. When you're in your grave, the angels come to question you. Among the questions they will ask is, who is your Nabi? Will you say Isa? Well then why don't you wake up? We do not follow him, we follow Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. So who is Allah speaking about? I mean, this is simple English. Why can't they understand? I cannot understand why they can't understand. وَجَعِلُ الَّذِينَ تَبَعُوكَ. And I'm going to raise those who follow you. Meaning his ummah. We are not a part of his ummah. Should I have to repeat this 100,000 times? It is such elementary. And I am going to raise those who follow you above those who are committing the kufr against you. And when I do that, it will not be in Qiyamah, it will not be after Qiyamah, nor be before that. And when I do that, they will remain in that position of dominance and ascendancy until Qiyamah. Who are those who follow him? I don't need to answer your answer. No. It's not for you to answer. Who are those who follow him? I just have to look to see who are those who are being blessed by Allah. And whether you differ with Allah, you agree with Allah, is irrelevant. Yeah, there are those who differ with Allah. You will see a people who follow Nabi Isa alayhi salam, not this ummah. You will see a people who follow Nabi Isa alayhi salam being raised by Allah to a position of dominance. If you cannot see, I can see. And I thank Allah for that. You can see a people, a part of the Christian world, a part of the Christian world now rising. And there are people who say we will never, never, never legalize the marriage of a man with another man. But you have your Qibla in Washington. You take weapons from Santa Claus and you take money from Santa Claus to go and wage your bogus jihad in Syria. And that's why you don't like me. It's a CIA jihad in Syria. And I am saying so. If others are afraid to say it in Britain, I'm not afraid. Yes. And if they had succeeded in Syria with that bogus jihad, the Christians of Syria would have been slaughtered. It would have been another genocide. Yes. They sabotaged it, the attempt to sabotage it with the Ottoman Empire. And they don't like me to talk about the Ottoman Empire. What are you going to do? You can kill a man, but you cannot kill the truth. Let me say that to you again. You can kill a man, but you cannot kill the truth. I didn't spend all my life in the pursuit of knowledge for these schoolboys to come to shut me up. Not at all. If you don't want to come to listen to me, fine, there are others who want to come. The Ottoman Empire attempted to sabotage the friendship and alliance between the world of Islam and that part of the Christian world which is going to be raised by Allah. 600 years they tried to sabotage it. They even take the greatest cathedral of the Orthodox Christian world and shamelessly, with matchless sinfulness, disgracefully transformed it into a masjid. Never in the history of this ummah do we ever see this shameful thing. We are told by the Quran to protect it. And you come and you take it and transform it with your bogus legal theories. If no voice has been raised against it, my voice has been raised against it. And Allah's Messenger has said that one day we will conquer Constantinople. And that conquest of Constantinople will come after the Malhama. The Malhama is the great war in which 99 of every 100 combatants will be killed. Sahih Bukhari. The only people who believe that the Malhama has already occurred are those people who are criticizing me. The rest of us know the Malhama has not as yet occurred. It's coming now. And after the Malhama comes the conquest of Constantinople. لَتَفْتَحَنَّ الْقُنْسْتَنْتِنِيَّةِ. You will most certainly conquer Constantinople. وَلَنِعْمَ الْأَمِيرُ آمِرُهَا وَلَنِعْمَ الْجَيْشُ ذَلِكَ الْجَيْشُ. And he praised the commander and he praised the army. And I am saying when we conquer Constantinople, we will return Hagia Sophia to the Orthodox Christian world. We will apologize to them for what we did. And we will take the name of the city for what it was before, return it to the name that Nabi Muhammad ﷺ used, Constantinople. They hate me, they despise me for these words. And my response is, you can kill a man, but you cannot kill the truth. That Orthodox Christian world is there in the Quran, but they can't see it. Allah says in the Quran, and I invite them, come on, if I'm wrong with the Quran, correct me. I make mistakes. And if you correct me, you get barakah for that. But they wouldn't attack me on the Quran. وَلَتَجِدَنَّ, you will most certainly find فعل مضارع at this time and in time to come. أشد الناس عداوة للذين آمنوا اليهود. That the Jews are going to be the most hostile of all people to you. This happened at the time that the Quran was revealed, and it's happening again today. And these who are the most hostile and who are brought into being the state of Israel, I made a mistake. 20 years ago I made a mistake. I said Saudi Arabia is a sister of Israel. The mistake is at that time they were not sisters, they were only cousins. Now they're sisters. Now they're sisters. And you taking weapons from Saudi Arabia, you don't have any shame? You're taking state-of-the-art weapons from Saudi Arabia and money from Saudi Arabia, which is the sister of Israel, to wage war, jihad. Don't you have any shame? At that time when the Jews become the most hostile of all people, you can't charge me because I'm telling you what is in the Quran. I'm not breaking any law. If I'm not allowed to preach what is in the Quran, tell me so. I don't have the freedom to preach the Quran, tell me so. At that time, when the Jews are the most hostile of all people to you, there will be another people who will also be hostile. The most hostile. وَالَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا. They were there in Mecca at that time, and today it's modern Western civilization. Those who control power in modern Western civilization, waging war on Islam. Oh yes. But then Allah goes on to say, and they don't want to hear it. They block their ears, they don't want to hear it. Don't listen to Imran Hussain. وَلَتَجِدَنَّ أَقْرَبَهُمْ مَوَدَّةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّا نَصَارَى. And you will most certainly find, at the time when the Quran was revealed, and in time to come, and those who will be closest in love and affection for you would be a people who declare, we are Christians. This happened in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, when Abyssinia opened their arms for us. And when the Negus died, the Prophet ﷺ performed Salatul Janazah for him, the Christian king of Abyssinia. When he died, Nabi Muhammad ﷺ performed Salatul Janazah in Medina for him. And the same people who at that time were closest in love and affection for us, today are once more emerging as the people who are closest in love and affection for us. But you waging bogus jihad against them. What is Allah going to do with you? If you cannot see that the Quran is speaking about the Orthodox Christian world, where a man could never marry another man and get a marriage certificate. They don't have chairs in their churches and in their cathedrals. They stand up. Kursi nahi hai. No? ذلك بأن منهم قسيسين ورهبانا وأنهم لا يستكبرون. Surah Al-Ma'idah. You will know these Christian people, 4 characteristics. First of all, they proclaim that they are Christians, so they're not a secular people. They don't hide their Christianity and say our religion is our private life. No. They boldly proclaim our primary identity is our religion. Like Western Christianity. We proclaim that we are Christians. That is the Orthodox Christian world. Number 2, they have Kissisin, the institution of priesthood. On this side, the priest is now in prison, he's a pedophile. The priest has less status than a sportsman. Hollywood actresses have more importance than the priest. On that side, the priest is still venerated and held. The institution of priesthood plays a vital role in the establishment and sustenance of a healthy society, stable society, in that Orthodox Christian world. Waruhbana, they are also a Christian people who have the institution of monasticism. Monasticism is dying in the Western world on this side, the Christian world. The monasteries now have McDonald's, hamburgers, and Kentucky Fry, and Pizza Hut, and bingo halls. And many of them are being sold to become masajid. Monasticism is dying in the Western Christian world. But in the Eastern Orthodox world, monasticism is still the very heart of the religion. They venerate the monastery. They venerate the monastic life. The monk plays a high status in society, which is why Kosovo is so important to them. They know that. Bill Clinton knows that. Daytona, they know that. That's why they did what they did in Kosovo. They know that. وَأَنَّهُمْ لَا يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ. And those Christians who will be closest in love and affection for you will not be an arrogant people. It is arrogance to want to rule the world. Western Christianity wants to rule the world. The Judeo-Christian Alliance in the West want to rule the world. Yes. But the Orthodox Christian world does not want to rule the world. Rather, the Orthodox Christian world is resisting oppression. Russia today commands respect in the world, except with these schoolboys who have been beaten in Syria. And we'll beat them anywhere else they want to fight us. We'll beat them. Waging war on behalf of the enemy. and you don't understand what you're doing? And you would not listen to me. Don't listen to Imran Hussein. Russia today is resisting the oppressor. And the Orthodox Christian world is coming closer to Islam. I have traveled to Moscow. I have lectured in the State University of Moscow. I have been received with respect. And I ended with affection. Do you think that is possible in Washington? Do you think that is possible in London, in Paris? Will they ever invite me? And that's what the State University of Moscow did. I've been to Belgrade, which is the next most important city for the Orthodox Christian world. I've lectured in the University of Belgrade twice already. And I couldn't see it, but my wife was there and she told me. The auditorium was packed. And she said while you were lecturing, they were crying. They were crying. I can anticipate that the Orthodox Christian world tomorrow, insha'Allah, will accept the Quran as the word of God. And I am anticipating tomorrow that the Orthodox Christian world will accept Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam as a prophet of Allah. But they will jump up, come on, take the Shahada, take the Shahada, take the Shahada. Oh, what fools. What fools, how can I ever teach them? Yes, they will accept Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. They will accept the Quran, but they still want to remain in that ummah. And they have the right to do so. And so yes, I am seeing what they cannot see. And Russia is leading the Orthodox Christian world, which tomorrow is going to be blessed by Allah to a position of dominance over this side. And when that is established, it will remain until Qiyamah. Number one, they defeated communism, which was a Zionist plot. An atheist state, the Soviet Union. And out of that iron grip they escaped. And Russia is returning to Orthodox Christianity. And we are pleased with that, but they are not. We are pleased that they are returning to the Christian religion, but they are not. Number two, they ripped off Russia. They ripped off Russia to ensure that Russia, after the fall of communism, will never be more than a third world country. They ripped off the wealth of Russia. They grabbed it. And in a matter of just 20 years, Russia has now reached a position where Russia can say to the United States, if ever there is a nuclear war, we will destroy the whole of the United States in half an hour. And they can't stop it. That's power. 2 years ago, Russia defeated them in the most humiliating defeat they've ever experienced in their Zionist history, when Russia recovered Crimea. The recovery of Crimea is linked with the conquest of Constantinople, which is to come. Again, Russia defeated them in Syria. Yes. And now, because the last pocket in Syria is about to be dismissed, they want to have a new chemical attack and blame Russia for it, so they could send some more missiles into Syria. And everybody knows it's Santa Claus doing it, all of this, okay? So yes, what is there in the Quran is coming to pass. And that part of the Christian world is now being raised by Allah to a position of dominance over this part. And when that happens, it will continue until Qiyamah. I'm sorry I had to take so much time.